in danger.
No, she wasn't.
How can you say that to me?
Because I know Vaughn. I supervised every interaction between
That
them.
doesn't make it okay. You lied to me, Jack. You lied in my face. You listened to me when I told you I was worried about Jocelyn dating Vaughn. All the while you knew he was pretending to be somebody he wasn't.
Well,
You violated my trust.
I understand that you were upset that I had to keep something from you, but you knew this was going to be the case. You knew that there were going to be times where I had to keep things from you. This was one of those times. And you said you could handle that.
oh, using your words.
You said that you could separate who I am with us from who I am on the job.
Good job.
Maybe I can't.
Oh, here we go.
Same room in the most secure way that I could think of. That's it.
Supervised visits, timed supervised visits with my own children.
Girl, just take it.
You wouldn't like it.
I haven't made the choices you have.
Ouch.
So is this a punishment?
No, Willow, it's an opportunity.
Willow, don't mess
Get
this
a
up.
step forward, and honestly, it's one that I don't have to give you.
Believe me, I know. And I'm not trying to start a fight. I've done enough fighting, and it hasn't helped anything.
Yeah, come back.
All it
Roll it back.
has done is turn me into someone I am not. Someone with no kids, no power, very few choices.
No kids, no pop.
Must be nice. Having all the power. I wish I had even a little.
Girl, come
You
back.
have the power to see your kids again. Now, if you really love them as much as you claim you do,
You know I do.
then prove it. Swallow your pride, spend some time with them, be their mom again. They miss it as much as you do.
Hello, neighbors. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Thursday. Let's jump in today's General Hospital review. All right. First of all, I forgot that General Hospital is like a day or two behind because of last week episodes and baseball and all that good stuff. So today felt like a Friday episode. Like it was way too much boom, boom, boom going on. Okay, let's start off with sexy Nathan. Hey, Nathan. Now listen, we all got our theory about Nathan. First of all, we think he might be secretly knowing who he is and brain swap and all that good jazz. But the way Britt talked to him today, I think I could go back to my original thought. The main boss is Peter August. Now listen, Britt came to see her bro. She saw him and he was standing there getting dressed. She asked him where he was going. He was informing her that he was getting discharged for the day and he's getting out of there. So she asked him, do you think that's a good idea? And he was like, well, I'm feeling pretty all right. I'm as healthy. They say I'm all right. Why? You think I'm wrong or something? And she's like, gives him a look, and then she said, no, I mean, I just want you to be, good and make sure that you're not rushing things and going back there out in the world. So then she sits there and says, well, I think me and you need to talk, since you've been back, we have a minute to ourselves, and she gives him a look. Now his expression was like, oh yeah, I know. Well, we could do that. Can we do that later? Like when I get out of here? Now his whole demeanor and his conversation with her through the time, it feels like he honestly don't remember where the hell he been for 7 years. And if that's the case, did they just dig this man up from that table, brought him back to life with some super thing that they're over there mixing up in the lab all this time, and she knew that they had his body on ice somewhere, maybe? So if you knew that his body was on ice somewhere and you're working there, and then you find out that the boss is either Peter or somebody she knows, she says him, and it's somebody that wouldn't want her to be unalive. So, I mean, Peter and her wasn't close, but he knew that was his sister. So, and and he know what she's good at. So he would bring her on board for whatever this is. But what y'all think? So as she's standing there saying, we need to talk, have a minute, here comes Spinelli. And hey, Spinelli. He came to see her because he wanted to ask him a few questions, and he came to see Nathan to talk about James. So he goes and pull Britt out the room because she was getting rude. I'm sick of her being rude to everybody. I mean, I know that, they want to stamp on the name, the bridge, yeah, but she ain't gotta be like this. Okay? It's kind of annoying. Just like the Lulu thing, y'all be overdoing it too much. Spinelli takes her out in the hallway and asks her why didn't she want Nathan to see James. Of course, she spent the same story she told Jason. I just didn't want him getting hurt. I thought it was too soon. Apparently he didn't know, blah, blah, blah. And then Spinelli was like, yeah, cut the bull, because since you've been back and since you've been gone, you ain't sent no answers. You ain't answered nobody questions. You're not giving up any info. Why were you over here? Why were you doing this? Why was you pretending to be unalive? And do you know anything about the reason why your brother is back? Because both of y'all popping up at the same time, kind of suspicious, don't you think? Of course, she gets all defended, telling so, oh, you know what? I don't even know why I'm talking to you. Nobody ever believes me anyway. I need to be speaking to Jason. And then she walks off. So then Spinelli goes back in there and have a heart-to-heart with Nathan. Child, this is a whole mess. They get to sitting down, talking about what James like and talking about the past of Maxie, how both of them feel about Maxie. And of course, Nathan goes and mentions some sweet and fire words and this and that and third. And Spinelli looking at him like, you still love Maxie? Duh. He was like, yeah, I mean, I know it's been 7 years, but in my head, in my heart, she's still my wife. Bruh. Yeah, somebody forgot to fill you in some other details at this point, huh? Anywho, they get past that, and Spinelli is basically asking Nathan to follow his lead when it comes to James because he knows him the best, and he just wants to make sure he's good. And yes, you his father. We hope he his father. And, I just want to do what Maxie would do. So Nathan agrees. He was like, I'll follow your lead. Of course, you know him the best. And I want to be whatever help I can be since Maxie is not here. I don't trust you, bro. I don't trust you. And if your sister didn't trust you, I don't trust you yet. Show me some proof, peoples. John Michael Corinthos, because there was no Quartermain in this month. But, well, maybe, yeah, a little bit of Quartermain. Yeah, I guess so. He sure do play a hard ball, okay? All right, first of all, you done snuck your little self over there. Now, we all seen yesterday that Carly stopped by Elizabeth's house. He done stopped by Elizabeth's house. I don't know who else been at Elizabeth's house before them, but we know damn well that looks suspicious now, okay? So you got Michael, Willow, and Carly, who has been in Elizabeth's house. Then hit the pow. So now we're going to be looking at faces when we know damn well it's Willow. But y'all going to play it off as Michael. And Michael didn't help them because he looked as sneaky as a motherfucker. First of all, Liz, when you bring somebody in your house, you just leave them alone? That's what we doing? Where was she? Did she leave to go to work? Did she go upstairs take a nap? He was just standing there in the middle of the floor, looking suspicious, looking around like you was doing something more. You looking for a hiding spot. What you doing, sir? Then Willow walks in and she's like, oh, Michael, you're here. You surprised? He's surprised? Yeah. I think the way they made it seem like Michael done went over there, dropped off the evidence, you know what I'm saying? And he had to make an excuse of why he wanted to be there. So he said, I know that the court date, the move to January, that's a long time for you not to see the kids. And I think maybe you could, if me and you can agree, you could see the kids before then, And he said, like an hour every week, supervised. Everything was going nice and sweet before then. She even gave her condolences for Monica and everything and said some sweet words, blah, blah, blah. Then when he said, supervised visits, I saw a little bit of Nell came out of her. She was like, wait a minute, huh? I gotta be supervised? You don't trust me around my kids? My kids? Our kids? Willow. Then she had to will herself back. She's like, okay, all right, yeah, sure. She kept coming up with these jabs. She was like, I'm missing out on my kids. I don't have my kids. She said, I don't have power and something else. And I'm thinking, that's a weird list to be thinking about right now. Not my kids and power and whatever. Then she was trying to get a little jab in. She was like, I bet it feel good to have a little bit of power, right? To have all the power. I'm sorry. So, Willow, you can't help it. You can't help it. That's that Nina coming out of you right now, though. That's that Nina. You about to mess up a good thing. Just go ahead. Agree to his terms. Get to see your kids. Do whatever the hell you're supposed to be doing for all these months until January, and then fight him in court. Willie back. She came back to her senses because then she was saying something about the therapist. Is it on your payroll? Is it on Sonny's payroll? How do I know that this by January come that the therapist is not going to say that I'm unfit? Baby, if the therapist is going to say that you unfit, is because you showing unfitness. The stuff in these past months going to come out. You're not going to win, Willow. I mean, because at the end of the episode, we saw what happened. And, well, it's only a matter of time, eh? So she said yes to his terms. He said he would keep in touch and walked out. Before he walked out, though, he was giving her a look. And I'm just saying, sir, either you saw her at Drew's running out with the pow-pow, and I can totally believe that you're going to try to protect her from that. Yeah, I can't send my kids. Y'all know how Michael is. Come on. Or you're really guilty and you're the one who had to pop out and you're trying to set her up. I don't know. You just with this Michael, I can't tell right now. I need a little bit more time. How about y'all? So these PCP, boy, I tell you. Anna summons Dante to talk about the case. I just don't understand why we're using Dante and Chase, who both live in the Quartermain house. And how both of them live in there, don't know what the hell's going on in there as well. She tells him that the warrant went south because there was a typo on there, so they had to go get a new one. And by the time they went back, the pow-pow, they went and located the collection, and the pow-pow is missing. Of course, Dante was like, yeah, that sounds about right. So they go over everybody who's able to live at the Quartermains, the visitors who come and go, and they come down the list. The bomb is that Anna saves a bit of a detail at the very end. Like, you should have led with that. And why didn't you look at that before? So it turns out somebody did have cameras. Carly's place, the Metro. Because, is Nina living in the Metro core? Or is she living she's living somewhere else. Wherever her apartment complex is, have surveillance. And they got the camera of Nina being at home by herself at the exact time as Drew offense. So therefore, Willow's alibi crashed, and it got proof that Nina is not the one who had to pop out. So she's actually innocent. Look there, I had a little thought, but she's actually innocent. So the fact that y'all got this video now they're going to go and look at Willow. So that's how they're going to go over there with a warrant. Probably search over there, and of course the pow-pow is going to be there because we got all three people who done already been there. Now they also on hot trail of Carly's heels because everything just didn't make sense. So now she's really looking at Carly, and she's looking at Willow, and she's looking at Michael. We know who it's going to be. So now we know what Jack is going to use against Jason. Boy, you got too many faults to be carrying, right? Then right now you would need to have the attitude, I don't give a F about anybody, so that you don't get up to these blackmails, because I'm so sick of it. So now Jax intervened with Carly text to Jason. Jason was at the pier waiting for who he assumed was Carly coming. And Jack shows up and said that she was busy with some family matters, but he needed to talk to Jason. So Jason, of course, was trying to walk away like, I ain't got nothing to say to you. Jack basically told him, listen here, I know that you know about Jocelyn, and I need you to not tell Carly. And for you not to tell Carly, I won't lock up Britt. Excuse me? Yeah, right now you need to tell me who's more important to you, Britt or Carly. Come on, Jax. You forget where this man been for the past what? Huh? And then Jason actually stood there for a minute thinking like, here we go again. Yes. He was like, told him, so basically you don't want me to tell Carly nothing because that'll keep you out of hot water. And he told my son, oh, no, because Britt was over there at the Five Poppies. She broke a couple of laws. I mean, I can help her out if you choose Britt over Carly. I mean, come on, help me help you. And Jason is like, you mean help you? So he told him, next time, be a man about it and call me from your own damn phone and not from Carly. And he walked away. Of course, he got to keep his mouth shut because then that means that Britt got to go bye-bye. And now he rushes off to the hospital because she also texted him because of the Spinelli thing. And he trying to get some information from her as well. And it's not going well either. He gets there. She goes, oh, you actually showed up. He said, well, you did text me that you needed to see me. She said, oh, so I get the Carly treatment now? And he was like, I don't know what that means. Child, you got the Carly treatment and you don't know. So she informs him that his friend Spinelli is over there making excuses for her, talking about that he don't trust her and he thinks that she got a little hand with her brother Nathan and blah, blah, blah. So Jason goes, I'll have a talk to him about that. And then she was like, so what you going to say that, like, I'm innocent? When she say trustworthy, wouldn't want anything to happen to my nephew James or whatnot? And Jason goes, yeah, I mean, yeah, I believe that part. You wouldn't want nothing to hurt James. So, yeah, I believe that part. And she gives him a funny look like, so what the hell that mean? You know, what about the rest of the part? He said, well, what you think? What you think? How am I supposed to feel? Because ever since, niece, you're not telling me anything. You're not telling me why you was over there, what you was doing, where am I supposed to be helping you at? Like, how can I help you if you don't tell me anything? She gets more offensive and then tells him to clear out his crap out of her room. Excuse me, ma'am. That ain't your room. As a matter of fact, after you done said that, I'm like, you homeless. That's my room. You tripping. Okay. She's like, I need you out of my life because I need you to actually put me first or just get the hell out of my way. What do that mean? That's pretty much what Jason is like. What do that mean? Like, I would do anything for you. So she takes that as a default and is like, yes, okay, that's the answer. Not the answer I want, but I know what it means. And walks away. What? This one, I'm a little irritated because deep down for me, it is a Sam and Jason for me, for life. And at this point, I would even take Jason and Elizabeth again. But the whole Jason and Britt thing, if we got to get it like this is supposed to be coming off cute and feisty or whatever, it ain't cute. Okay, and I'm a little bit sick of it. So we got Joss and Vaughn on the pair having a Gone with the Wind moment today because Jocelyn used a page out of Vaughn's book because she had her orders from Jack was to get Carly off the scent and distract her while they handle all this other business, right? Child, why did Jocelyn go and tell Carly that Vaughn is a WSB agent? Yeah, that's the page out of Vaughn's book, she said, as she's meeting him on the pier to warn him that Carly knows now. And he's like, why did you tell her? And she was like, well, I used the page out of your book and I used a little bit of the truth and now she knows you're an agent. So he's like, so you blew my cover. He's like, good job. So then they had some in between words. They really want to be together, but they know they can't be together because it's the orders. And hey, maybe down the line, who knows what life will throw at you, we might end up back together. So we got a still possibility here. Yeah, she ain't the one that's preggo. Portia is, so hey. So that gave them a little bit of a closure. He leaves. Also, Vaughn, the fact that Carly knows now, sir, because she didn't mention, I didn't want you to be, unaware and things might pop off. And yeah, because the anger that Carly is feeling today, Jax, you lucky you still got a head. Look at the anger coming off of her. So when Josh was sitting up there telling her about Vaughn, they was having their words about that. She was like, yeah, you don't need him. He had secrets. And so Carly, because Josh and Carly talking about Vaughn, that made Carly was like, wait a minute, hold up. So he's an agent and Jax ain't never tell me he put you in danger. Boom, boom, boom. The very thing we didn't want her to react once she learns that Josh is an agent. Well, she done had a many of that reaction because Vaughn is an agent and Jack should have told her. So, baby, she picked up that phone real quick and hurried up and called him because he was just wrapping things up with Jason as he walked off, and he gets a call from Carly and he's like, oh, darling, I was just thinking about you. And she's like, save it. Get to my house. He goes, what's wrong with you? She was like, find your way to my house and you'll find out. By the time he showed up, the amount of anger and the tone of her voice, he was taking baby steps in that kitchen. Jocelyn was there. He looking at her and he was like, what's going on? I didn't know we was going to have an audience. She turned around and was like, yeah, you right. This needs to be private. Turned around, looked at Josh and said, bye. Josh was like, yeah, I gotta go and do some things. You bet. I mean, you probably should have told Jackson you was going to use this page out of the book, but obviously the look on his face, Josh didn't give him a heads up at all. I just loved his face the whole entire time, man. She chewed his ass out. She's like, how dare you? I was with you all this time, talking to you how bad I want to keep Jocelyn safe and how things going, and blah, 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 blah. I was crying on your shoulder. You didn't say a word, not a damn thing. Man, you thought. I don't know who's going to get fired, but somebody's definitely going to have a neck wringing after this. But Jack is smooth, okay? He was like, all right. He was like, okay, I understand that you upset, but you knew that certain things I can't tell you about my job, and you said you was okay with that, not knowing the things that I can't really tell you, and I never had Josh in danger. I was watching Vaughn the whole time. I know all of the actions and moves. Sir, you was lying out your face, because first of all, you're not going to tell her that, matter of fact, yeah, your daughter is an agent because she popped out Cyrus, okay? And I had to help her out of that, and she became an agent. And yes, I sent her on a mission with Vaughn. It got a little messy. Jason was over there. You need to talk to him. Like, I would have been diming him out and then use her words back to her, because that's exactly what he did at the end of this. But didn't give her the rest of the details. Okay, you still left out all of that. You should have told her from the beginning everything, and then you would have get all of this out. But no, you left a good half of the truth out, and then threw back in her face, you said that you would be okay with this. You said you would understand, da. Of course, Carly was like, oh, damn, I did say that, didn't I? Yes, you did, ma'am. So now she got to sit there with a foot in her mouth, mad, angry, don't know where to do with it. And she's like, yeah, I want to trust you. I did say that I would handle it. Maybe I was wrong. I don't know. I want to be right about you. I want to trust you, damn it. But you had my daughter in danger. Like, Carly, are you hearing yourself right now? Of course, he's like, I will never put her in danger. I wouldn't do that to you. I want you to trust me. You have no idea. Yeah, no, not really. But she will find out soon. So, Jack Brandon, the new Jack, you about to exit real soon. Because when the full truth come out, and the fact that y'all had this moment, and you still chose not to tell her, God bless you. That's all I got to say. Bye, Jack.